you guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So today we're going to be talking about some MLM fails I've seen recently from different MLMs like Plexus, a lot of Monat ones recently. Those are the ones that have been sent to me or I've just seen pop up on my feed that I wanted to talk about. And then I have some Rodan and Fields, some Beachbody. So we're just gonna get right into it. If you have some MLM fails that you want to send me, I would suggest sending them to my Instagram inbox. That's where I normally go. I am going to start doing MLM fails once a month. So every 4 or 5 weeks, you'll get MLM fails from me. So we're gonna go straight into it. We're gonna do, I believe, the videos first, and then we will go into the actual posts that I have been sent. So here's the first clip. It's about 5 minutes, and we're going to be doing a lot of research for this one, or showing a lot of proof to kind of debunk a lot of what this person's saying. So let's listen.
Hey guys, so I wanted to hop on really quick. I have a little bit of a break, and I wanted to talk about why I joined Monat. Okay, so a lot of people hear that and they're like, oh my gosh, don't you know that that product makes your hair fall out? Don't you know that they have lawsuits? Don't you know that, like, it's an MLM or whatever it might be? People love to talk trash about this company and they know nothing about it. So I just wanted to hop on and talk to you guys about why I joined, especially being a professional. There's huge risk involved with giving products that may cause harm to your clients or maybe won't benefit. There's huge harm in that. So I just kind of wanted to talk about why I decided to do this. So originally I started to study the products. I wanted to know more about them. So I found out all the information that I wanted to learn about them. I literally went through and dissected all of the ingredients, and I kind of just wanted to use them for myself and for my clients. I was kind of going through all of my research with the products. I also found what other people see, which is the lawsuits and the hair loss and whatever. And basically what I found out is that all of the lawsuits and the people that tried to sue them claimed to have never even used the products, which was mind-boggling to me. So all of the lawsuits were completely irrelevant. The hair loss, first of all, just from all the studies that I've done, thinning is a product issue, but hair loss is genetic or hormonal, so that's not a thing. And so I kind of just wanted to know more about it. Anyway, then I found out that there was this amazing business side to it. And for me personally, I do really well for myself and just from my salon business. I don't really need to have the side income, but I wanted to know more about the business side of it. So I dove really deep into it, and I found out we have an amazing business, an amazing community behind it, an amazing purpose and opportunity for travel, opportunity for huge growth. And as I was kind of going through it, I was thinking to myself, okay, best case scenario, where is my personal business going to be, or any job that I'm going to get? What's the best case scenario? Okay, so best case scenario, I am 100% booked, which I'm pretty close to. 100% booked. I have employees under me who I also make money off of, and then I grow to a point where I can't grow anymore, right? So I hit a peak, I hit a limit. Okay, so then I was talking to my mom, who, as you guys might have seen the other day, she does network marketing as well, and she brought up a really good point where she said, you're gonna hit a peak in any industry except network marketing. And that really clicked for me, because I was like, oh my gosh, I've never really thought about that. So no matter how hard I work with, I'm always going to reach a peak. There's only a certain amount of money that I can make. There's only a certain amount of people that I can impact. And I wanted more than that. I wanted to have more purpose and more of it, like a bigger group of people, and more variety of what I could do for people. Anyway, so that's kind of what originally made me want to do it. I just wanted to make a bigger impact on a bigger group of people, and I wanted that sense of community. I wanted that opportunity for travel that I didn't have to pay for, which is insane. And once I got over all of the rumors, once I did my own research, once I figured out my limiting beliefs and why I didn't do this before, the passion and the excitement and the thrill that I've got with this is just unreal, you guys. And I want people to feel the way that I feel with this. I truly believe that with this business, you can have the life that you want to create for yourself. You can have an amazing sense of community, and I'm just so blessed and so honored that I'm able to reach more people than I ever would be able to in the chair. I want this success for you guys. I want you guys to push past your financial limits, and I want you to do it with me. I want to see you guys on those beaches with me and earning cars and earning vacations and just having that freedom that you've never been able to experience before.
Okay, so I kind of want to break certain things down that she talked about. So the first thing she said was all of the lawsuits and the people that tried to sue them, Monat, claim to have never even used the products. The lawsuits are irrelevant. And let's actually review some of the Monat lawsuits. So actually MLMnewsreport.com actually put a bunch of the lawsuits and the timeline of the lawsuits together that I find interesting, that I feel like would be cool to talk about. So let's look at the first one here. The first lawsuit was actually, I believe, Monat suing a woman named Vicky. It said in September 2017, Vicky Harrington became a market partner for Monat. By December 2017, she was already disgruntled enough with the products that she had asked for a full refund from Monat, which was denied because it was past the 30-day window. Vicky went on to make a series of posts on Facebook, as well as contact news and law officials to expose the side effects that Monat products were having on her friends and acquaintances. Monat alleges that Vicky's posts were doctored or misleading and that she did not have any scientific backing. As a result, Monat claims it lost at least $75,000 worth of revenue and is suing Vicky for damages. But clearly, as we see, Vicky was in Monat first. She did buy their products, then she allegedly stated certain things happened because of Monat product, right? Certain things happened with her hair because of Monat products. There's then another lawsuit from Trisha Whitmer and Emily Yanes DeFlores versus Monat Global. The lawsuit amount is for $5 million. It says in early 2018, Trisha Whitmore and Emily Yanes filed the largest class action lawsuit to date against Monat for a total of $5 million. Their lawsuit claims that while Monat's website claims substantial health benefits like hair loss, cessation, and hair regrowth, many customers have experienced significant hair loss and or scalp irritation after using Monat's line of hair products. The suit also points out that despite claiming that their products are all natural and sulfate-free, they do contain sulfates, including sodium, C14 to 16, etc., and other petrochemicals that can cause the types of scalp issues that Monat customers have been documenting over the past few years. Finally, Whitmore and Yanes allege the Monat leadership, including Denta, have actively engaged in intimidation and deception by launching lawsuits against former distributors and blocked or erased comments that were critical. So these people made a lawsuit because they seen the claims that Monat was making and how it had no backing. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Then there was another lawsuit done. So shortly after filing a lawsuit against Vicky, Monat filed a lawsuit against another past distributor, Kayla Barker, who also began making public posts on social media about how the products have affected her scalp. So we're seeing the lawsuits, right? We're seeing that people have actually tried the Monat products. So while this Monat rep is stating all the lawsuits that people tried to sue Monat, they claim they never even used the products, those lawsuits are irrelevant. They're not irrelevant. And putting someone's experience down just because you find it irrelevant because you don't want to listen to this person's concerns about products is just really mean. So Baker focused her attacks on the type of ingredients within Monat's hair products, including red clover, which she claims can cause several serious issues like scalp sores and balding. Monat's executives claim that Baker is causing them undue damage, and her posts are publicly available on Facebook. So clearly, we're already seeing multiple lawsuits that Monat is doing against reps, which is clearly going to make people not want to speak out and not want to say anything. They're going to want to stay quiet because Monat is going to continue suing people. Here's another one. The third lawsuit that Monat has filed against previous market partners is against Tori Miller. The suit alleges that Miller repeatedly and falsely alleged that Monat products cause issues including but not limited to miscarriages, harm to unborn babies, bloody stool, migraines, problem with breastfeeding, menstruation problems, balding, scalp sores, chemical burns, hair loss, and scalp lesions. Monat also says that Miller claimed to be in a group with over 12,000 people that had experienced adverse side effects from Monat products. Executives believe that Miller's claims have negatively affected sales, with over 1,000 orders having been canceled put in the 2 months prior to the lawsuit. So as we see here, 12,000 people in a group chat because they're having side effects after using products. That's proof that people are alleging certain things are happening to them after using Monat products. Another lawsuit, we're gonna go over 2 more lawsuits with you guys. So in this lawsuit, Deanna alleges that she lost, and she's also a previous customer, alleges that she lost 50% of her hair as a direct result of using Monat products. Her lawsuit claims that Monat lies about the ingredients of their hair products, hides the side effects of the products, one of which is hair thinning as a result of initial detox, and actively engages in false advertising by saying their products are guaranteed to deliver longer, fuller, stronger, younger looking hair in 90 days. While Deanna filed the lawsuit partly on her behalf, she does mention the likely thousands of other customers who have experienced similar trauma to their hair and scalp. As a result of this lawsuit, the FDA has opened an investigation into Monat, claiming that it is reviewing roughly 200 adverse event reports by Monat customers. Another one, in early 2018, Kelly Botalico purchased and used Monat hair care products soon after she began experiencing an itchy and irritated feeling from her hair and scalp and began to notice hair loss. Unsure of what was causing the scalp issue, she saw a physician who identified Monat's hair care products as the root cause and prescribed medication to treat the damage. Unfortunately, the damage was irreversible for some time, and she is suing for damages that resulted from Monat not being forthcoming about harmful ingredients in their products. So clearly, all of these lawsuits, people are alleging certain things have happened to them. This already debunks the fact that the people that are trying to sue Monat claimed that they have never used the products. Where is that happening? If someone is suing a company but has no backing to it, that is messed up, but I would like to see proof. I actually read the whole entire issue that the Florida Attorney General actually had with Monat, and where it actually talked about that Monat has to permanently refrain from misrepresenting or assisting others in misrepresenting in any manner, expressly or by implication, including though the use of product name, endorsement, depiction, or illustrations of any material, including, and it actually has a whole list of what people can't and cannot say now that this has happened. So clearly they cannot say that their product is 100% vegan. They can't say that it's 100% gluten-free. They can't say that they can receive 100% money back, and a bunch of other things that I will link down below for you guys, or I'll put up on the screen here. So I've also seen that happen. The next thing she said is you're going to hit a peak in every industry except for multi-level marketing. The problem is you are going to hit a peak in multi-level marketing. It's not possible for every single person on the planet to join an MLM, let alone make substantial income from an MLM. Looking at the most recent I could find of the Monat income disclosure statement, which is the 2019 income disclosure statement, you can see that market partner, the first rank that you're automatically this rank in Monat is market partner, and 93.54% of active and inactive US market partners were in that rank in 2019 with an average annual earnings of $119. But guess what? I will give Monat props for giving us the median annual gross earning, because that is what I wanted from every single MLM's income disclosure. By just doing an average earning or an average annual earning, you most of the time don't get an actual representation of the income people are earning, because it's not the median, it's just average. So someone that makes a lot of money can really sway the number, if that makes sense. So they actually give a median annual gross income earning, and it's $31. The median is $31, which is really bad in my opinion. So that just goes to show that 93% of people in 2019 average annual earned $119, and the median annual gross earnings was $31. So not many people are going to reach this point where they can even make substantial income in this company based on Monat's income disclosure statement. And you can actually look at all the other ranks if you want to look at the median. I feel like that's the best representation. But with that, look at the percentage of people who are in those ranks. As you can see, from the 4th rank and on, it's 0.something% of people are in that rank, which is not a lot of people, meaning that most people aren't making great or substantial amount of income to actually help them live, right? Live a life, rent, car payment, all of those things. Then she said travel that I do not have to pay for. So she wants that financial freedom. She wants travel she doesn't have to pay for. So I decided to look into the Monat Passport 2021 FAQ. I don't know why I ended up finding the FAQ for Canada, but I'm just gonna read this one. And this FAQ came out in 2021 for one of the trips that are happening. And here it says what is included in the trip. You'll actually qualify, you have to qualify though, to receive round trip airfare airfare. That's cool. You will also receive accommodations for 3 nights. So I'm guessing, you know, hotel stay. And all trip earners accommodations will include resorts all-inclusive stay package. But there is a spot where it says what's not included. Transportation, spouse attendance for Tier 1 qualifiers, room service, any excursions or activities not noted in trip exclusions, travel expenses, parking, childcare, meals not noted in the package, meals that you get when you're in transit, baggage fees, change fees, premium or assigned seating costs. So if you miss your flight, it sounds like you miss your flight, you're going to get messed up and you may have to pay those extra baggage, or not baggage fees, but those change fees, and they won't pay for you if you miss your flight. Then costs associated with travel delays, misconnections, weather events, or other disruptions in travel, included but not limited to overnight lodging and trip insurance. So in all actuality, yeah, you will have to pay for some of the things. It's not an all-inclusive trip. It doesn't have everything and anything you will get paid for, and you will not have to pay out of pocket. And then with bringing your spouse or bringing a guest, you actually have to meet a certain criteria and a certain tier. So they have 3 tiers when it comes to qualifying for this specific trip. I know they have other trips, like a trip for the top 10 and all that stuff, but this is just a trip that anyone can qualify for. And it says tier 1, 2, and 3. Only tier 2 and 3 can you actually have your spouse or an essential like person to come with you. And what's crazy is you have to personally sponsor a certain amount of people, your personal growth sponsor a certain amount of people, you have to have a group volume, so I'm guessing like your team and stuff, and then you have to be a paid as rank. So I'm curious, in order to actually get your spouse to come and everything like that, and to have your own room, you have to be AMM. And how high is that rank? Okay, so you have to be an associate market mentor, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th rank. And only 0.36% of people hit that rank in the year of 2019. And then in tier 1, it says that you actually have to have a shared room. So I'm guessing that you go on this trip and then in that hotel room, you have to share it with whoever they assign you a room with, or maybe someone you choose. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but you have to be an MMB in order to do that, which is the 5th rank of managing market builder. And only 0.80% of people ever hit that rank. Then in order to get the number 3 tier, so you get an upgraded room, you get your trip, your flight, your spouse, and all of that stuff, you have to be an MM market mentor, which 0.20% of people hit that rank. So I just want to make it known that these trips aren't 100% free. You will have to pay for things, but also the odds of even getting on these trips that they like to say all the time are free and all of that stuff. As we've seen, like not a lot of people are going to qualify based on 2019's income disclosure statement on the percentage of people who hit these ranks. And then ending with her saying having that freedom. So this just shows that everything that she was talking about was to showcase the lifestyle. I will say this video is the longest one we're going through and it's going to take up the bulk of this video, but I needed to go into the lawsuits and everything like that to walk people through it, to show that there's proof of these things. Like there are proof that there are lawsuits or previous lawsuits, and there are proof that people are alleging certain things are happening. I wanted to talk about the income disclosure and all of that stuff. So let's move on to the next one. That was really long. I didn't notice how long I was talking for. So the next one is actually very interesting. Very interesting. Also, if any of these posts came up on my feed, like my Instagram feed, from a certain Instagram account, like an anti-MLM Instagram account, I will link all of them down below. But let's listen to this one.
Allows you to pursue whatever that dream and desire is that the Lord has put on your heart. Does Satan want you to live in the fullness of what God has for you? No. So of course he's going to totally try to shut you down, make you think that this is, make you think that you wouldn't be good at this, make you think that this is stupid, that there's no money to be made, because he doesn't want you. These blinds are really gonna kill me. Whatever. Because he doesn't want you living in the fullness of what God has for you. And I'm not trying to over spiritualize this. I'm really not. Because that would be weird. But there's no denying, when I look at my life, a lot of us, it's hard for everybody to start talking on social media, right? Because again, Satan tells you that what you have to say isn't important. You look silly on camera. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about. And when you've never done something before, of course it's going to be like uncomfortable, right? Is how you literally train your brain. Your brain, FYI, if you've never done something before, your brain wants you to believe that you will die by doing something new, right? It's like, no, that's not comfortable. Don't do that. We've never done that before. But once you do it, your brain is like, cool, we didn't die. Let's do it again, okay? So for anybody scared to do this because you're like, oh, I'm not comfortable. Yeah, because you've never done it before. So do it and you're gonna freaking change the world, okay? So that's how this business works, is literally just reminding you that you are important and you have something valuable.
Okay, this one made me very uncomfortable for a numerous of reasons, a number of reasons. Kind of how she uses religion and Satan and everything. I don't really think Satan has anything to do with people thinking that they don't want to join your MLM or thinking, you know, that maybe it's a scam. Not saying it is a scam, but you know, with people thinking that, I don't think that has anything to do with Satan. I do agree though, I will agree with something she said, that it is hard for people to get on social media and talk. It's hard. It's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to put your face out there. It's hard to go on social media and just be vulnerable. So like, I will admit that. I will admit that a lot of people in MLMs or not are very vulnerable on social media, and that will never be an easy task. That will never be something that is just easy to do, and that comes naturally. Like, a lot of us struggle to be vulnerable and to put ourselves out there because it's not easy. It's not easy to put yourself out there to criticism or to judgment or to hate or whatever it may be. So I agree with her that it's hard for people to get on social media. But this is where I get frustrated, is what she said about the brain. So let's look at exactly what she said. She wrote it on the screen. Oh wait, let me go back. She said that she didn't want to over spiritualize this. She went further than that. I got very uncomfortable talking about this, but what I want to hit on with this is the brain aspect of what she said. So she said your brain signals to your mind that if you've never done something before, you will die if you do it. Where is this information? Like, if this person is watching this video, I would just love to know, where did you find this information? Send it to me, send me some links, some sources, because everything I've ever read or I've ever learned in my current degree that I'm going for, and for the future degrees I want to get, I've never learned that. I've never learned that in psychology or from any of my professors, that by doing something you've never done before, your brain will signal to your mind that you're going to die. So I think what she was trying to reference was your fight or flight response. So the fight or flight response is a physiological reaction that occurs in response to a perceived harmful event, attack, or threat to survival. It was first described by Walter Bradford Cannon. So another aspect of this states that the fight or flight response is an automatic physiological reaction to an event that is perceived also as stressful or frightening. So the perception of threat activates the sympathetic nervous system and triggers an acute stress response that prepares the body to fight or flee. I think that's what she's talking about. Like, she's trying to say you're frightened by joining, right? Because you're thinking you're not good enough and you can't do this. And because of that, your brain is signaling, don't do it. Like, fight or flight. She just got it all wrong. I actually also reached out to one of my friends, and I've actually talked about her in previous videos before when it comes to psychology stuff, because she's way further in her career than I am and in schooling. So she stated, and I wanted to read this, she said, I think she's trying to talk about fight or flight, but maybe doesn't know what it means. She then stated, so your amygdala is the part of your brain that will activate your fight or flight response if it identifies a threat. These threats are either real or perceived. The former being like someone pointing a loaded at you, and the latter being someone potentially might yell at you or getting embarrassed of something. The perceived threat is, I think, what she is trying to talk about, because initially our brains are wired for survival, and new/unknown things equals threat. Like, for example, someone might be afraid of public speaking because they haven't done it much and they may have social anxiety. So their fight or flight response, which is an over-arousal of the central nervous system, so that's why people sweat, stutter, get dry mouth, feel tightness in their chest, etc., kicks in when they have to make a speech, like for school or something. But MLM person who said the brain thinks you're gonna die should probably try stretching first before reaching, trying to say that joining an MLM will activate your fight or flight response. She also did like to point out that your brain can't signal to your mind. It can only signal to other physical body parts via neurons, which is what the amygdala does. The amygdala will essentially activate that response. That is the part of your brain that's going to tell your body, no, not good. So I think that that's what she was trying to talk about, but instead she's trying to like oversimplify it, and it's not really working. And that's really frustrating that she'll try and use that. She'll try and say like fight or flight, I feel like is what she's talking about. is what's happening when you want to join. So just go for it because Satan doesn't want you to and Jesus does. I don't like it. This whole thing, no. But I wanted to do a little bit of like an educational piece on like what your body's actually doing in a fight or flight response and what part of your brain is signaling to your body when it acts that way so that you guys know. So I hope that helps if anyone was ever curious about that. A lot of these are about Monat, especially I feel like I'm starting with all Monat ones and then we get into other MLMs. So here's another video.
Just got off an absolutely amazing team call hosted by our CEO, Ray Urdaneta. Like, I don't know if you guys understand how big of a deal that is. Like, our CEO of $1 billion company where there are hundreds of thousands of people building teams in here hosted a private call tonight at 8 p.m. like on his evening on a Thursday night. Our team. That is such a huge gesture and just sign of pure appreciation for his people. And that is what a leader does. A leader gives back to those who give to them. Like, this is not just, everyone's always talking about, oh, pyramid, this and that. Like, what does your CEO do for you? You want to talk about a pyramid? Let's talk about corporate life. Come on, let's be real.
So something I want to say, like, I'm sorry, when I want to like compliment people, I know I'm blurring out her face, but her makeup is like top tier. Like, her makeup, I'm like, oh, I want to like recreate her look. Like, can I ask her what lip gloss she has on? Because her lip gloss is great too. Anyways, beside her looking fresh and great, I want to talk about something real quick with this. So she at the end said, people want to talk pyramid scheme, corporate, what is your CEO doing for you? Just because an MLM CEO gets on a call with their distributors does not mean that an MLM can't replicate a cult or pyramid scheme. Not saying that that's what your MLM is doing. I'm just saying just because a CEO, someone who made a company, talks to their distributors or talks to people in that company doesn't mean that it's not a pyramid scheme or cult. Just wanted to put that out there. Another point that I wanted to make was you also do not need to be in an MLM to have a great CEO. For example, I actually started working at the age that Orlando, Florida would allow you to work, and I worked with the best people, like the best boss, the best supervisor, and I will tell you that they will take the time to train you. They will take the time to talk to you. They will take the time to help you, be there for you, open their doors so that you can come in and have conversations with them and you can bring things up to them. That's what a good CEO or boss or supervisor does for you. So I don't feel like you need to be in an MLM to have an amazing CEO. I'll always talk about this person, but Kyle is someone that I have worked for when I was 16, and then when I went to join the Army, and then actually in the year of 2018, I went and worked for him for the summer. I left the state of Georgia and I actually went to Florida for the whole summer and worked for him, and it was the best experience ever. He's great and amazing and one of the best bosses I've had, and I would honestly work for him here. If he lived here, I would be like, let me know when you want me to work for you. Like, I would, because it's a great boss, and you can find those people in a lot of different jobs. You can find those people in corporate that want to be there for you. They want to work with you because you are working for their company and you are getting paid that salary or that hourly wage, and they want to treat you like a human being and a good person. Now, I'm not saying every company is like that. There are some crappy companies where bosses treat you like crap, and I feel like those are the companies that are messed up. But just because you're in an MLM doesn't mean that you're like the only person that has a good CEO in your mind. Something else to also think about that I thought was like quite interesting was, why is he getting on a call with a specific team, right? Because she said that he got on a call with that team or her team or whatever team that she's on. Is it because he uses his time as a present or some sort of gift since your team put a lot of work in? That's what I found when I was in my MLM, that like a gift to your team would be only if you were on like a top 10 team. You would be gifted like the CEO's time for an hour, or you would be gifted a chance to hop on a call with someone at the top of the company or someone in corporate, just because of the sole fact that your team, right, your upline's team is making a lot of money or doing a lot for the company. So my question is, why? Why did this person's team get on a call with the CEO? Did they have to hit a certain benchmark? Did they have to hit a certain, income made for the month? Did they have to hit something certain in order to get that time? And is he using his personal time as some sort of gift or present for you? Or is he hopping on calls with you guys whenever? Is that CEO just hopping on a call on a Friday night at 8 p.m. just because he wants to and he's talking to multiple teams? Or is it just the teams that do stuff for him, if that makes sense? So I thought that was like something important to point out. Okay, now we're going to start looking into some posts because I'm taking like a long time to explain these things. But this one, very interesting. A subscriber actually sent me this one, so thank you so much for sending me this one. And on this first slide, it's someone in their Instagram stories, and they state, I'm going to talk about some assumptions I get on the daily. It's illegal, it's a pyramid scheme. Firstly, does anyone actually know what a pyramid scheme is? We are a social selling company which has stunning skincare products with even more product ranges launching this year. Firstly, with a pyramid scheme, they don't actually have any products that my company does. So that is incorrect. Pyramid schemes actually can have products. It has been shown before, companies that have been sued or the FTC has taken them down or made them restructure because they're looked at as an illegal pyramid scheme, even though they have products. So that's something that people need to understand. And I will say this in every video until every single person on the planet can understand that MLMs that have products can be pyramid schemes. Like, you can be a pyramid scheme with products. She then said, we are VAT registered. What's VAT? I didn't look that up before this video. So VAT registration is the process of listing your business with the government as active in production and sales. After a business registers for VAT, it's able to claim any VAT paid on company purchases and become responsible for charging VAT on any goods and services sold. So, okay, that's what that means. So she said, we are VAT certified in the UK, which if you're not legally allowed to sell, you can't get. Also, in a pyramid scheme, you can't earn more than the person above you in the pyramid. I have the opportunity to reach the top of our rewards plan and even more money than the people above me. So she's talking about income, right? Let's go to the next slide that she posted. She said, do you need to be good at sales to do well with us? Absolutely not. Blank earnings so far this month. So she tagged someone that's on her team. She said, me and blank focus on recruiting. This is how I personally earn 4 figures every month, and you can see why. Then she has a picture of her earnings. Her base commission that she earned for that specific month was $152.25 or pounds. Then her team commissions Generation 1. Generation 1 earned her 2,615 pounds. Generation 2 earned her 1,439 pounds. Generation 3 earned her 916 pounds. And Generation 4 earned her 355 pounds. So she actually arrows to where it says team commission generations and puts team commission. Her sales commission was $152 for a month. She said that's just 2 out of the 8 ways we earn. This is the problem. Like, I am going to be reporting this because this isn't okay. Like, to see that these distributors are not taught that, 1, you shouldn't even be showing your earnings in general, like you really shouldn't, but 2, most of your money was earned off of your recruitment. And you literally said, me and blank focus on recruiting. That is how you earn 4 figures every month. Do you know pyramid schemes revolve around making most of your money in recruiting and less money in selling a product, essentially where products don't matter and it's all about recruiting people to your team? This is a problem. This is a problem that they're not being taught these things and that they don't see that this is what a pyramid scheme generally looks like. Again, not saying that her MLM is a pyramid scheme, just saying that what she is presenting here is very, very similar to the definition of what a pyramid scheme actually is, which I've gone over 1,001 times for you guys. I will link down a video down below that goes over the differences with MLMs and pyramid schemes, what pyramid schemes are. I do a whole video on that.
Along with linking that down below, this is my favorite slide on the FTC's website where it goes, what is a pyramid scheme and how do you spot one? And I clearly underline the most important part in this whole entire section where it says, your income would be based mostly on how many people you recruit, not how much product you sell. Pyramid schemes are set up to encourage recruitment to keep a constant stream of new distributors and their money flowing into the business. And this is a large reason why I have issues with MLMs when their compensation plans revolve around recruiting, where you can tell that if someone did just want to sell products, they would never be able to make substantial income based off of their compensation plan when it's based off recruiting. Then this is just another example to show you that pyramid schemes can have products. So let's get back into the video.
But this is just one of the biggest MLM fails I have seen. I will be honest, and when I was in my MLM, I did get a little bit defensive when people would tell me like, oh, you're a pyramid scheme. Like, I got defensive over it. So I get it. Like, I remember even blocking someone for telling me that I was in a pyramid scheme. So I've been there. I've done that. I get that. It sucks seeing that me, when I was in my MLM, is exactly where this person is at, where she truly believes that she is not in a pyramid scheme, or she's not acting in a pyramid schemey way, or this isn't schemey, just earning because of the work that people under you are doing, when most of them are probably not making as much as you. So I actually honestly feel bad because I was there. I've been there. I've said the same things. I didn't know what a pyramid scheme actually was. I didn't understand the concept. I didn't know what the FTC was. I didn't know what income disclosure statements were. I didn't do my research. I didn't educate myself when I was in my MLM. I also never would say this though publicly. Like, I have never, when I was in my MLM, posted like trying to combat it being a pyramid scheme, and I never posted like my earnings or anything like that. But it sucks to see her do this because I know what a pyramid scheme in the MLM or in the FTC's eyes actually is. To me, it's very similar to what she's presenting. So the next MLM fails I have for you is actually a really sad one. So this was sent to me in my Instagram DMs. Thank you to the person who sent it to me. So there's an individual, I'm just gonna call her Becky. I love that name. Like, I always use Becky as an example. So Becky's on her Facebook and she posted this post saying, any friends struggle with anxiety/depression? I have a combo that's working really well for so many. See below. And I'd love for you to try it risk-free. So she commented 12 comments where she showcases photos of people and their families and talks about what their struggles are. First person, I blocked it out. The person had a couple children and their spouse. They said postpartum depression / weight gain / moody / total fatigue. I love what blank shares about her experience with Plexus after 2 months of consistent use. This year has been oh so good and oh so hard. I had blank in January and she has been the absolute whatever. I'm sorry, the person who sent me this didn't click on see more, so I can't see it specifically everything Becky has wrote in the comments. But as you can see, she's utilizing someone in her downline or a customer of hers and talking about her postpartum depression, weight gain, fatigue, moodiness, and all of that in order to recruit people because she thinks that she can help other people with their anxiety and depression. There's another one. It says, let's talk anxiety. This is great from the lovely blank. Becky says, it's that dreaded word that so many of us deal with but don't like to talk about. I've dealt with anxiety since I was little. I literally used to worry about who I was going to marry, blah, blah, blah. There's another one. Someone with PCOS, infertility, anxiety, depression, weight loss. It says, thank you so much for sharing this with us, blank. Y'all, what she has to say is so heartwarming and her story gets me every time. Then we have another one where Becky wrote, anxiety is a beast. It's been haunting me for years. So you guys know she's actually quoting what these customers or distributors are telling her it has helped them with. So it says, anxiety is a beast. It's been haunting me for years. It's not something I'm proud of or totally comfortable talking about. I handled my anxiety by quieting the noise in my head with exercise, food, and escape. It got worse and worse with each child by the blank. I'm very frustrated with this because on Monday last week, I did my MLM Q&A. I really recommend checking those videos out. I do a lot of like in-depth research on some of the questions people ask me, and someone asked about Plexus. And I think my first 10 minutes of that video was talking about Plexus, the health claims, the income claims, things that, you know, the FTC has said about them, warning letters that have been sent out. And Plexus is one of the biggest MLMs that I see an issue with, and it is coming up in an MLM deep dive for you guys because I can't deal with it. I can't deal with seeing this over and over and over again, using people's like anxiety and depression to help you recruit. Like, I don't know if these are her people in her downline or people that are her customers, but like, oh, why you write a post, any friends struggle with anxiety and depression? Like, I'd love for you to try it risk-free. You're not allowed to say these things. And this person may not know that, because I do think that a lot of people in MLMs don't truly know that they're allowed to say things like this, and it makes them look predatory and it makes them look like they prey on vulnerable people. And I don't know if these reps realize it, the reps who do post this kind of stuff. So it's just really sad to see all of these people struggling with things and then thinking that Plexus is going to help them with it when they're not supposed to be saying these things. And the FTC has sent warning letters out to Plexus before. So it made me really sad because in this last photo actually that I showed you guys, someone actually commented, thank you for sharing this. I love all this information. And she hearted it, like Becky gave it a heart. And that sucks because what if that person is struggling with mental health or with infertility or PCOS and all of these things that people are talking about in the comments, and then they join thinking that it's going to help them. So with posts like these, if you do say them, I always recommend, if you feel comfortable enough, reaching out to the person who's writing them to let them know, like, hey, in a nice way, like, hey, you know, you shouldn't be saying this, or if you don't feel comfortable messaging them, reporting them to the FTC. I always have the link down below to report to the FTC, and I actually have a couple Instagram stories also linked below that give you the steps on how to do it. It's a 3-minute video that shows you exactly how to use the FTC's website to report certain things, and you can actually provide screenshots, or you can provide links. You can actually provide the specific Facebook link from this person, and you can put it in there when you report them, and then hopefully more things can be done, because that's the thing, is in order for us to get warning letters sent to these companies and to get posts like this taken down and to spread awareness about these things, we do have to report. So I do want to mention that next week I will be having a Thrive/Lavelle deep dive, and then the week after that I will actually be testing out some of their products, which I'm excited for. If you are in Lavelle, or if you have been in Lavelle and you actually have products that you can get to me before 2 weeks from today, let me know, and I can definitely try some more that you would be able to send to me if you wanted to send any to me. And that's going to be it for this MLM fails. I hope that you guys have the greatest day, the greatest Monday. Let me know what you think about these below. And again, if you know any of these MLM reps, please do not send them hate. Please do not go to their comments or go to their Instagram or anything like that. That's why I blur faces and I blur names, because it's not point of all of this is to, you know, attack any reps or anything like that. It's to spread awareness, it's to educate, and it's to hopefully help people not make these mistakes. I've had many MLMers come to me and say that my videos like this, where I show examples, have actually helped them. It's actually helped them know what it is that they should and shouldn't say, which is actually really cool to know that things that I post are helping them, you know, not post things they're not supposed to post, and even educating them. And that's what we need to do to move forward and to educate, is to not attack, but rather to just continue educating and talking about it. So that's going to be all for this video. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I'd love to chat with you guys. If there's a certain aspect of this video that you want and more of an explanation on, or maybe there's something else you thought about. Sometimes I don't, you know, think of everything. Everyone has a different perspective. Like with the one video about Satan, you know, I went more in depth with the mental health part of it. I went talking about the amygdala and the neurons and the brain telling your body how to react and fight or flight. And you may, you know, be a Christian and you may want to talk about God aspect of what it is she's talking about. And I love getting your guys' perception of things, because we all react to things differently, or different things come up for all of us when we watch these type of videos. So leave your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.